Hello, welcome to Ed Media. In this video, we will be going over every character that improved in TPOT 16. I guess the writers heard the criticism of TPOT, because a lot of characters were given justice. Heck, even a certain character I hate so much, literally my least favorite character, was actually enjoyed by me. I can't wait to talk about that. This won't go in a specific order. I guess I'll just go by each team and see the contestants that got better. So let's get started. First up on Cloudier that I'll talk about is Donut. Before this episode, I kinda disliked Donut. His story with golf ball seemed like it was gonna go well, but it just resorted to golf ball bullying. He talking about hearing everyone out on the team, but in reality it's just Donut do what golf ball would do. But in TPOT 15, he was actually peak. He didn't feel dumb, he didn't feel like he was bullying, he was actually being rational with pencil and even friendly with golf ball. He's shown to genuinely care for his teammates. At first, I thought he just hated golf ball, but this episode made me realize he does care for her, he just wants a balance. Though he did do it in the most wrong way possible, but that's okay I guess. Another character that improved is Pencil. She's been a very controversial character to say the least. But this episode shows more depth to her. While she didn't get character growth, she did get more depth, and that can be more interesting than growth in cases like these. We are shown a side of her that desperately wants to win. She throws her teammates away and shows she doesn't care about them. But she acts crazy in order to win. This is because this challenge is hosted by 4. And it's shown that Pencil is traumatized by 4 and is actually scared of him now. This is some territory that I thought BFD I would never touch, but I'm pleasantly surprised. And it was handled well as well. While some people might hate her because she's being mean, I've formed to love her more since she's extremely well written. Another character that I originally wasn't gonna include but realized she did meet the criteria and I should take every opportunity to glaze her is Golf Ball. I was actually on her side with the Donut conflict simply because the way Donut handled the situation was horrible. But I guess she learned the lesson he was trying to teach her last episode as she outright tells Pencil she's wrong. While she did do this last episode, that was because it was having world-shattering consequences. Here she gets mad because she cares about her teammates and can't stand seeing Pencil throwing them away. She definitely had empathy before as deep down she did care for the well-being of everyone, but in the challenges, she put that empathy away. Here, she is shown to have that empathy now and knows that everyone on the team matters. If Golf Ball had never changed, she would have been on Pencil's side as Pencil did admit that both of them carry the team. Golf Ball's pride would have overtaken her and she would see Pencil's view. But she didn't, which showed that she has changed. I was debating whether to include her but she deserves a spot. Next is Pillow. People have been making an argument that Pillow is just a killing machine and nothing more. This episode outright disproves that. She kinda feels like her BFB self, except she's actually entertaining. Instead of sticking with her team, she sabotages others in the most hilarious ways possible, while also rooting back to her trait that most people have forgotten. She loves to do research. She was awesome this episode. Are we done glazing this team? Nah, because we have one more character. Winner. Their improvement wasn't as much as the others, but that doesn't mean I can't admit they most definitely improved. These recent episodes, Winner has sorta been a background character, I'm not gonna lie. But they were also a sorta silly character. But this episode finally brings back the depth of Winner, Loser. Winner feels saddened that Yellowface has been hanging out with Price Tag more than them, so they start feeling replaced. But Book, who has been left by Price Tag, eventually starts a conversation with them. Book assures them that friends always come back. But Winner, from their own experience, tells her that sometimes they don't. But Book gives them some advice that really helps them. They then eventually befriend Book and maybe Pillow. We see Winner increase their social circle and is learning to make more friends. That's really cool. Anyways, now we are done glazing Claudia. Oh my goodness, Yellowface is the only one that didn't really get better. He's doomed, but to be honest he probably is the least interesting character on the team. Next team. I guess we have to go with the obvious bright white pick. Penn. Has been a fan favorite for a while, but it's become less justified as the episodes have gone on, as he's been kinda bland. This episode, however, shows a new side of him. He holds in his anger. He feels like he isn't capable of doing it, but later he realizes he maybe should let the anger out. He's pissed off that Pencil caused Eraser to get eliminated. And then he starts realizing how much of an asshole Pencil is. His anger does get out of control, to the point that he wants revenge on Pencil. But later, he realizes Pencil is scared of 4. He doesn't want to hurt her. Honestly, what a great guy Penn is. It isn't him to get revenge or hurt others, even though people have hurt him. Shows how selfless he is and in general a great guy. Makes me question how he's friends with Blocky. He does get Pencil away from 4, so that's pretty good. This next character, while not getting a lot, still improved. It's Lai. She gives great advice to Penn and we get an insight on her a bit. She is still affected by her time on the exit and is shown to be pretty mature now. She even explains how she keeps her anger away and explains what the deal with the different switch was. She even helps Penn regulate his emotions. Now that Gady is eliminated, the emotional mature character and therapist is Lai. She didn't get development, but we did get depth from her. That's all for this team. Not a lot of people in this team improved, but that's okay. Not everyone should get development in the same episode. Even though a lot of people here are ass. Next team. This team didn't get much improvement. Only one I'd argue is Fanny and maybe Tree. Fanny because she and Ice Cube are finally doing something about 1. They both have a great dynamic as they're both intelligent. They gather information about 1 and try telling 2 about it, but he's not listening. So Fanny agrees to tell Golf Ball, despite hating her for being bossy. That shows she knows what's more important. She was also entertaining when she sabotaged Claudia. I said maybe Tree because since the contestants have been eliminated, he's the only one that really serves as a leader. And he did a damn good job at it. Without him, Marker would be shit. So yeah, that's why I said maybe him. This team is interesting because a certain character that I really hate so much, and thought I'd never talk positive about, was actually maybe the best character in this episode? Crazy. But let's talk from least to greatest first. Book got some mild improvement, not too crazy. She applies the lessons she learned about friendship to help Winner and even befriends them. Shows how much she's developed since BFB. Shows she's a great gal. Next up is Ice Cube. Despite her being eliminated, which I'm still pissed off about, they used this excuse to go all out with Icy. She's starting off hot as she and Fanny are both discussing 1. They're both telling 2, but she realizes he's not listening. Then she realizes they should tell Golf Ball. But then it's time for her elimination. Before she gets out she reconciles with Book, and then she tells Fanny to continue their work. And then she's out. Now for the character I thought I'd never talk positively about. The one that surprised me most in this episode. Most likely might be the best character in this episode. Grassy. Someone who I refuse to not express my hatred for him in every opportunity I get, and someone who literally has ass in their name. But I was pleasantly surprised by him. He might have been the best character this episode. But what exactly is that? Well, Grassy was not being useless and clinging to Snowball and just trying him. He was flung by Snowball and landed inside Tree, where he quickly learned he could control Tree. Grassy might be intelligent, y'all. These are just rumors. Anyways, he finds out he can control Tree and then proceeds to sabotage Marker and Tree. It's actually really entertaining to see. Grassy is actually entertaining? Can pigs fly now? Anyways, he is able to avoid Marker and tries his best to sabotage Death Pact. Grassy sabotages way better than Snowball. That just shows Snowball is all talk. Eventually, Grassy is the last one standing in his team and is removed from Tree, but he still carries the team and is able to avoid being caught. It's kind of insane being he was actually close to being caught, since he was stuck on top of the van and we saw his 3D self. He's pretty ugly, but it's whatever. It's crazy that Grassy carried the team this time. It's also crazy that the writers actually try with characters like him but not with Ice Cube, but whatever, I guess. I guess I can excuse it since Grassy was honestly kinda peak this episode.
So does this mean you like Grassy now?
What the fuck, no. He's still pretty bad. I mean, yeah, this was a huge step up, but that doesn't erase his horrible character from the previous episodes. Though, I am considering putting him above Marker since he was pretty dumb. So that was all the characters that improved this episode. I am very satisfied and also surprised that I was actually able to talk good about Grassy. Something I thought I'd never do. But yeah, he was actually great, I must admit. TPOT 16 did some justice for these characters, and I'm glad I could talk great about characters that I rarely talk good about. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment por favor about what you think. Goodbye.